What's happening, everybody? Good morning. Happy Friday to you. It is time for your HMG weekly wrap up, and you guys know the routine. Let's get this sharing out here because we've got a great show lined up for you today. So let's go ahead and let's get this started. Hope everybody had a great week this week. Lots going on. It is. I'm gonna kick this off. You guys. I've been saying it's been tax season since like December, right? And it's really not the season anymore. It's like, holy crap, the deadline's here. What are you gonna do? How many of you like to stress out and file your own taxes? I am not one of those people. I am not. I am horrible with, like, when I say that I'm horrible with numbers, I mean I suck when it comes to numbers. I am in the bookkeeping and all that other stuff. But I have an answer to that, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. Ken, good morning to you. Got to give a quick shout out to Temple Massager. He's been on. He sent me this. This is their new one. I've known Joe for, I don't know, probably about a decade. Check this out, templemassager.com. This thing's great. You got headaches and stuff, just put it on there. Give it a go. Rub your temples. Good stuff. Shout out to 06 Reveille, military mindset apparel. Great. They sent me a shirt and had them on one of the shows. We'll get into that. And then, of course, from the farm, we are at war with our food sovereignty. Support your local farmers. Taxes, money. There is a gentleman who I've known and have worked with now for the latter part. He's a good friend of mine. Has been a friend. I met him 11 years ago, almost to the date. And he has been a lifesaver. I've watched his business grow. He does, his team handles all of my businesses and does my wife's taxes and everything like that. He's been a huge supporter of the HMG network for the last, since 2015. I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend, My Taxfella. And you go to mytaxfella.com, my boy Anthony Mauriello. Anthony, what's up, brother? It's great to see you, man.
Good morning, Adam. How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I appreciate you coming on, taking time, and appreciate all of your support over the years. Let's dive into this. I just told everybody, I mean, I've been working with you and your team, and I've watched you guys grow over the last 11 years. And
that goes fast, man. I can't believe
it's
11
crazy.
years.
Yeah.
It goes quick.
It's nuts. And listen, when I have money questions, I'm blowing this guy's phone up. And just he's the one person whom I trust, and why I do everything when it comes to our books, for the businesses and personal stuff. This is the guy that I go to. He has put together an amazing team that are all just wonderful people, very supportive. So if you are stuck on your taxes, or if you're a small business owner and you need help with, like, maybe some of your bookkeeping, or you want your taxes, make sure you're done right, this is the guy to call right here. And you can see on the screen, those of you that are watching, mytaxfella.com. If you're listening to this, just open up another browser and go to mytaxfella.com. Anthony, it's that time of year. And like I said, I've been saying it's tax season since December.
You have,
but it's not the season anymore. We're pretty much coming up on the deadline here pretty soon, are we not?
Adam. Yeah. When you texted me or asked me during the week, like, hey, you have time on Friday. I kind of pumped the brakes, and it's like, well, it's the best of times and it's the worst of times, man.
Yeah.
Easy to say no. I've got work piled up behind me. But on the flip side of that, if we can save a couple of lives before the deadline and the due date, I'm your man. So yeah. I'm the man on the mission today, Adam. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the biggest mistake people make when they're filing their taxes?
Yeah, that's a really general question. Specific to this time of the year, the biggest mistake they make is doing nothing. Look, if you don't have your paperwork together, it takes 30 seconds. File yourself an extension. And if there's anybody out there who doesn't know how or falls into this category, hit me up. We'll walk you through it or do it for you. That's going to avoid a non-filer penalty.
Yeah.
IRS and balancing budgets, like there's any number of penalties that they're going to hit you with. Not filing, not paying, failure to pay estimates, failure to pay. We want to avoid as many of those penalties as we can, if we think you're going to be subjected to them. So this time of year, a lot of people are like, you know what? Or the flip side of that, Adam, is if you are on extension, if you're going to request an extension today, I'll use you as an example.
Yeah.
It's not applicable, but let's say you reach out to me today and like, Ant, I didn't do anything. File me an extension. If you're a client of ours, I could look at your history and say, well, listen, Adam, traditionally you owe 10 grand. They want their money April 15th.
Yeah.
So we've got to make a payment with that extension request to have timely paid, and avoid one of the many penalties.
Right.
So a lot of people, just feel like I'm on extension. It's no big deal. I'll pay in October. They'll take your money, but you're going to be paying. The juice is running, as they say. Yes.
It's going to get a little more expensive. Is what you're
a little bit. A little bit, man. Yeah. So that's a common mistake now, but to back up a little bit, many times I want to say calculation errors. Yeah. Software does a lot of that calculation for you or for us, but it's accuracy. There are things that will delay your penalty. Swapping a social security number, maybe the last 2 digits are transposed. You're one higher, one lower. What we see delaying a lot of refunds this year, if you're a victim of identity theft, the IRS will give you an IP PIN, an identity protection PIN number.
Yeah.
That'll hold you up. So you should have got it through the year. If you didn't, and I file your return, it's going to get rejected. IRS is going to say, hey, we gave this guy an IPIN number. Go retrieve it and submit the return so we know that is Adam filing Adam's tax return.
Gotcha.
Yep.
See, and to me, folks, this is why I have him, because this is just one of those. If you have a very small attention span when it comes to numbers, or you get frustrated. I said this. I know what I'm not good at, and this is the best money that you will spend on a year is having somebody do it right for you. I tell you what, it's been such a stress relief knowing that our stuff is taken care of. It's like I'll get a phone call from one of the team members there. Hey, Adam, you got to do this. Great. Give me a day or two. I send them, statements or whatever they're requesting at the time. And then I don't have to hear anything. I'll get a bill, just be like, here you go. And I was like, oh, then you don't need anything else from me? Nope, we're good. Got it. I was like, oh, this is awesome. But it literally, and I was telling a family member the other day, I was like, the best money you will spend is have somebody else that knows what they're doing.
Delegate that task out, man.
And do it. And more importantly, do it right. I'm going to share a story, Anthony. I don't know if you remember this or not, but I'm going to share this because I think this speaks to your character and your team's character and just how much they will watch out for you. When it came to business, and this must have been, I don't know, circa 2017, 2018, I get a phone call and it was like, hey, go spend some money. And it was a dollar amount, I will say, but it was like, go, and make sure it's business related and send me the receipt. And I was just like, what? What are you talking? Go spend some money. Go spend X amount. Send me the receipt. Click, and that was the conversation. And I was just like, all right,
cryptic almost, Adam.
Yeah, and I was just like, I was like, oh crap! I've never had somebody just tell me to go spend money, and it was like I did. Sent the receipt in, and I didn't hear anything. And it was like a couple months later, I was just like, I wonder what that was all about. And it was just like, so I called and I was like, hey, am I good on tax? Oh yeah, we took care of that back in December. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's so. They watch out for you. And again, this is why, excuse me, this is why I love working with Anthony and his team. especially, for businesses are due, earlier in the year, and whatnot. It's all done. It's just boom, 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 get them what you need. And that's what I absolutely love about it.
And that's one of my favorite stories and scenarios, Adam, because that allows us to proactively plan.
Yeah.
And not just be reactionary. A lot of times people are like, "Oh man, I owe $1,000. Make it disappear. Say that I gave 10,000 to charity, or look, if you're saying that, I'm not going to audit you. But chances are, if you do get audited, just make sure you have those receipts.
Right.
That's reactionary, man. And then you're kind of holding your breath every time you go to the mailbox.
Right.
If we're working through the year together on a quarterly basis, we've got we've got 12 months, but we've got 4 times once per quarter to look at those figures and make those phone calls. Yeah. Adam, look, your profit looks like X. If you spend Y, you're going to save Z in taxes. Yep. So thanks, man. Yeah, that's something we enjoy doing through the year.
Yeah, it is. You can't get this type of service anywhere, folks. This is, like I said, when I tell you it's the best investment that you will make for yourself or for your business, and I refer everybody over to Anthony.
You do, yes, you do.
And it's just like if you're a small business, if you're not using them, you're creating yourself a headache. That's
and Adam, we've got the extended benefit, you and I, of became friends along the way. So that too is just like. I got a little more than I bargained for once we start going into rabbit holes and conspiracy theories, and man, we could spend hours going off on those things.
Oh yeah, and I love it. I make my journey over to his Jersey office once a year, at least once a year, and I get to go sit in and just shoot it up with him for at least an hour.
And every year we say the same thing. We got to do this more often. We're not that far. And one year we will, man.
One day we will.
Hold one another accountable for that. Yes.
Anthony, for those that are out there right now that are either struggling or that want to get, what would you recommend them do? Again, folks, if you're listening or if you're watching this, website is mytaxfella.com. You can reach out to them there. What is it? What is it? Tuesday, the deadline? Is that
the 15th? I think that is Tuesday. You think I'd have it tattooed in my brain? That is Tuesday, the 15th, Adam. Yep.
Yeah. If you guys are out there and you haven't done your taxes yet, or you need to file an extension and you're not exactly sure how to do that, then this man here and his team will help you do that.
And I'm going to add one more offering.
Yeah.
Even if you've had them done and it's uncomfortable for you, you think there's an error, you feel like you want a second set of eyes on them, man, we welcome that as well, because maybe they're right, but you didn't get the explanation behind the figures that we could now give you.
Yeah.
And although we hopefully we'll work again together in the future, but at least you're kind of at ease knowing, oh, hey, my guy just never explained that. You're right. I sold the stock. I made a gain. Now it makes sense to me. So there's a little bit of peace of mind there as well.
So that brings up a question for those that do work with you, or they, they're the type that just here's a bunch of paperwork, everything, is there an easy process that you look for, or a tool that you look for a client to have that makes it easier for you guys to just be like, hey, if you're tracking stuff we recommend tracking your stuff on these platforms here. And if you send that to us, it makes it a world of difference.
Without a doubt. We were very hesitant with QuickBooks Online because it didn't look like the desktop version. So, we're kind of dinosaurs and we're like, oh man, I don't want to learn the new platform and everything. But the benefit of a client using QuickBooks Online, even if we set it up, even if we do the monthly bookkeeping, that access on your end and my end in real time, like you said, Adam, I love seeing you use Zip Up here. It's awesome. Yeah. But if we're both looking at an online portal of your books and records, I could highlight to you in a second. Maybe it's the opposite. Adam, you're overspending, man. If our focus is not lowering tax liability, but maximizing profitability, maybe you're looking to sell your business in a year from now. We don't want to run that into the ground. We want to start showing a little bit of profits,
right,
so that you can sell a profitable business, So QuickBooks Online is a great tool, allows for real-time transparency. That's usually better than the aforementioned shoebox or bag of receipts that we're kind of thumbing through once it gets here.
And that's I'll be completely transparent with everybody. That's what I use. And again, when it comes to the businesses, his team has access to everything. It's such a stress relief knowing that I don't have to do anything unless they call and say, "Hey, we need this," or sometimes they'll get a question. And I'll like if I'm traveling and there's something on. I've had phone calls in the middle of the week, in the middle of the year. There's just like, "Hey, this came up on your bank statement this month or whatnot as we are going through. Are you traveling or were you doing this? Oh yeah, that was gas for X, Y, and Z. Okay, we just wanted to make sure." And it's like, you want to talk about service, customer service? Oh my God. Like they broke the mold and there was these guys here. You can't get any better than this here. So I say all that. Those of you that are watching, Anthony and his crew are the ones that you guys want watching out for your monies, and they're going to tell you what you need to be doing, and they're there to protect you. So just I'm putting that out there. MyTaxfella.com. Make sure you check them. Anthony, is there anything else you want to tell the fine folks that are watching today?
We get a lot of questions, and I'll keep it really quick and short. Hey, with all of this IRS and they're shrinking the bureau, they're laying people off. I did see that firsthand. We've got I do a lot of audit representation work through the course of the year, and 5 or 6 pending audits, that I'm representing clients on, and of those 5 or 6, 4 of them, I got a call from a manager saying, "Hey, I know you were working with John on case XYZ. He was one of those provisionary workers that got laid off." So in the middle of our audit and all that history and exchanging paperwork back and forth, he was a byproduct of the cuts. So now, you kind of hope you cross your fingers, Adam, that maybe a lot of that slips through the crack. They just want to shut these cases out. Each of those managers are like, "Look, we are so overwhelmed right now that I eyeballed the case. I think I'm just going to boil it down to, like, of the 5 items we're looking for, ask the guy for his gas receipts, and I want to close this out." So seemingly, and I'm not advocating for anybody doing anything wrong, but it's seemingly a good time that if you are currently under audit or worried about being audited, chances are maybe you won't be. And if you've got one going on, chances are, maybe they're just looking to shut this out and move it on.
See, what I hear in all of that is just like how important it is to save receipts.
Oh yeah. And the quality of the receipts are the next thing. Because you might say, like, "Hey, here's my American Express bill. I throw gas on there every week." But if you're like me, you out here, you go to Wawa or Quick Check.
Yeah.
And I could show that on my Amex and be like, "Here, that's all gas." An auditor might accept that. Or they might say, "Well, I know that those are also markets. Are you buying yourself coffee, a donut, a bagel? That wouldn't be the same deduction as gas would be." So some auditors say Wawa, Amex, gas, got it. Others say Wawa, Amex, gas, but I want the Wawa receipts, not just Amex. So, yeah, wow. Man, the quality of receipts are big too.
That's huge.
Depends on the auditor. And sometimes you overwhelm them. You give them mountains and mountains of paper. Other times they're like, "I ain't going through that. Boil it down for me."
Is there, so this may be an ignorant question, but is there something that triggers an audit?
Any number of things could be statistical, could be a couple of years ago, 1099K is if you're a business receiving credit cards.
Yeah.
That never used to get reported. I say a couple of years ago, it's probably been 10 or 15. But once they started doing that, there's an NAICS, there's an industry code for you. So if you are a women's shoe store, and I'm making this up, your code is 541990.
Right.
Decades and history will tell them, okay, here's the profile. They should have a 5% profit margin. They should have no more than X amount in cost of goods sold. Traditionally, one location will run this kind of office expenses. So if they see those numbers are deviating based on the rest of the industry, that could raise some concern.
Gotcha.
Consecutive losses could raise some concern. Hey, is this a business or a hobby? How are you sustaining your life? And we get that a lot, Adam. We get small business owners. I'm not making any money.
Yeah.
I'm not even on payroll, and that's all they have is this S corporation. When you boil it down, you're like, dude, yours and your wife's car are paid, the kids' tuition's paid, the house is paid, all of that's thrown through the corporation.
Right.
You're making money, man. So quality of life, standard of living, all of that.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how it's looked at or how you look at it. And
Exactly
again,
right.
folks, this is all. I mean, a lot. There's a lot that goes into this, right? And it can be very confusing. And not to get down this rabbit hole, but it's almost like they do it on purpose. But the nice thing about it is we got guys like Anthony and My Taxfella, the crew over there that can handle all this stuff for you. So again, folks, if you're watching, you need help with your taxes or you're a small business owner and you want taxes done or you need to file an extension, Tuesday's the big day. Don't wait till the last minute. Reach out to his crew today, mytaxfella.com. Anthony, I know you got a mountain of work behind you, but I know you watch the show, so there's usually now we get into like different topics and stuff like that. There before we let you go, there is one that I do want to kind of dive in with you. So if you can spare me just a few more minutes.
Take your time, brother. Okay.
There's a lot there's been a lot that's been said. And first off, Heather, good morning. David, good morning. Appreciate you guys jumping on. Everybody over on the gram, appreciate you. Does the U.S. have gold, and are we going through a financial reset right now? Now, I remember, let me just set this up a little bit. I remember having a conversation about 6 years ago, and when the digital currency stuff really started to come to fruition with everything, and everyone's like, oh, digital currency, it's not going to stick, and it won't be a blah, 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 blah. Now we're seeing like gold being, digital currency being backed by gold and not so much the dollar and everything. What's your opinion on what's going to happen moving forward?
Yeah, man. It would be my opinion. I think that changes roll out slowly. You look at COVID, nobody was using cash money. Like, I come from the era where my grandfather had a wad of dough with rubber band around it. That was imprinted in his genes. Like, this is how guys walked around, Yeah. Now I used Wawa and Quick Check earlier. Now to buy a $3 cup of coffee, you tap your card, you're out of there.
Yeah.
So even to think back in the day, whether COVID was a trigger or not, oh no, there'll always be money. You give somebody a $20 bill, they look at you like you got five heads when you're buying a $3.25 cup of coffee. They don't even know how to make the change, So that being said, man, yeah, I think that things will change. I don't know. Is there gold in Fort Knox? Who knows? I feel as though crypto it goes up, it comes down. Like, it's almost like a stock where it trades. There's no stability.
Right.
Where you could literally be a millionaire one day and broke the next.
Right.
If the Bitcoin prices are going through the roof. So I don't know how you'd sustain an economy like that, where overnight you're literally made or broke. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's so much that goes that I think that goes further into this. I think they want to go crypto, and I think eventually the digital currency is going to be more, and that's only, and this is me being just going down the rabbit hole of the conspiracy stuff. But you look at the 15-minute cities that have been talking about, everybody's worried about the electric cars and stuff. They can shut us off at any time and this and that. And that's, if you look in Dubai, I think it's Dubai, where they're building the city right now, where it's just a single line city, and they want to put 1 million people plus in that. That's being built right now. Like, as we speak, that is being built right now. So, and then people have talked about, the 23rd was the World Health, or not the Health, or the Economic Forum. They, the Great Reset of 2030 that's supposed to be coming around. A lot of this stuff is kind of playing out in front of us right now. It's
Yeah,
like, what's the easiest way to hide something? Right in front, out in the open. And there's
exactly
certain
right.
things that are um, you know, that are playing out in that, and you can kind of see where this stuff is happening. So, as far as the money stuff goes moving forward, do I think crypto is going to take over? I'm not bought into the whole crypto side of
Mhm.
it. It's not
Yeah.
regulated, which I'm okay with, really, but
Mhm.
at the same time, it's eventually going to come to that. And what does that look like? I think it's still a little early to tell.
And doesn't that kill what it was invented for?
Yeah,
There's no anonymity at that point if now it's regulated, if now it's the current, like, it's cryptocurrency. It could change overnight. You could zip it to somebody in seconds.
yeah.
Um, so I think many of the benefits of why it was invented goes away. You know, I don't know, man. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So some people think like crypto money, like it's there, it's crypto, but it's not real.
Mhm.
Is it real? But how does that work? Like if people have
Yeah.
cryptocurrency for taxes and stuff, is that stuff that they have to claim too?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a box that you have a crypto account, even if you don't trade it and you just have
Yeah.
a wallet.
Really?
There's a question on the return. Does the client have a crypto account? Absolutely. But it's also funny, Adam. Like, you're still backing it and counting its worth in U.S. dollars. Oh, Bitcoin is worth $10,000. It's still seemingly backed, and its worth is ultimately translated into dollars when you're doing anything, or when you say, hey, I'm gonna sell all my Bitcoin,
Yeah.
dump it out of my wallet.
Yeah.
It's converting back to dollars
Yeah,
into my
I was
checking
just gonna
account.
say, so if they cashed out on it or whatnot, they're receiving money in U.S.
And
dollars
you and
from them.
right.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
I learned something every day. Wow, I'll be damned.
Who knows, man?
Well, listen, man, I appreciate you jumping on, sharing your knowledge and wisdom. Appreciate your friendship and your support for HMG
Every
over the
day,
last
man.
decade, bro.
I got my HMG hat
I
on.
love
See
it,
that?
man. I look at that. I love it.
And I don't just wear this for today, man. This I wear very, very often, Adam.
I love it, brother. I love it. I
All righty,
appreciate
brother.
you, Anthony.
Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely, man. Have a good one.
You as well. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Yep. Folks, again, if you're need some issues or you have issues with your taxes and stuff, go to mytaxfella.com and check him out. A great friend, huge supporter, and he handles all of my stuff for the last decade, really. So, Anthony, thanks again, brother. Let's dive into some of the other topics that we have here. Have you guys seen this one about Argentina declassifying some of the World War II documents? Anybody? Well, Argentina is set to declassify all government held files relating to Nazi fugitives who fled and settled in Argentina after World War II. This is according to some reports. The documents will likely include Nazi linked bank accounts and archived records detailing the use of Nazi rat lines, which were monetary and logistic pathways Nazi used to escape justice and flee Argentina following the war. In 2017, the CIA declassified a document revealed that the intelligence agency investigated the possibility that Adolf Hitler was alive in South America as late as 1955. Nearly a decade after World War II ended, and in one of it stated like that he worked at some type of factory as a worker for several years before passing in the late 50s. Can you imagine that though? I mean, I know this has been a conspiracy theory for a very long time. My personal opinion on this particular topic, I don't think he died in the bunker. There's too much evidence that shows that he didn't die in the bunker. They've done a DNA search in a lot of the reports on it. I tried to see if there was anything updated from this, because this was kind of I think this was an article that was written last month, and I haven't seen anything else from Argentina on this. But how crazy would that be if we find out that Hitler did make it to Argentina. Just throwing that out there. I mean, is it true? I don't know. I just found it to be very interesting. And you see a lot. Hunting Hitler was a big thing on, what was it, Amazon or Netflix or something. I know they've written half a dozen books. David said he died in the bunker. We can agree to disagree, brother. Because I think the one that died in the bunker, they did the DNA sample on the skull there, and it was a female. So I don't know, but that could be a lie too. You know what I mean? To protect whatever. I think it's interesting. It's very fascinating. We'll see. All right, let's go to the next one here. This one here, Catholic hospital is sued for denying an emergency abortion. Now, this may be a trigger for some, so I apologize ahead of time, but I'm going to talk about it. A Catholic hospital in Northern California is facing legal action after a woman claims she was denied an emergency abortion during a dangerous miscarriage, an incident now at the center of a broader political and ethical debate surrounding religious freedoms in healthcare. Oh, Ken says he died in the bunker too. All right, I see how it is. Both of you gaining up on me. That's fine. I got it. I got both of you. Anna Newslick filed a lawsuit this past week, against Providence St. Joe's Hospital in Eureka, California, accusing staff of refusing to terminate her pregnancy in February of 2023, despite a diagnosis of a serious condition known as preventable preterm premature rupture of membranes. That seems like a lot. The condition left her at risk of a life-threatening infection and hemorrhaging. The hospital's response to it, the Catholic hospital's response to it, says, we maintain by abiding by our long-standing ethical commitment not to perform direct elective abortions in keeping with its religious directives. I kind of want to ask who is right and who's wrong in this situation. I'm not going to ask that, but I'm asking, who's right, who's wrong in this? Will we see more stuff like this? I don't know. When it comes to life or death, or a person's health over somebody's religious beliefs, that's a tough one. I don't know. Moving on, though. We got two really good ones here. Stay with me, guys. Fired. Top CIA official behind military vax mandate is ousted. Terry Admon, a senior official at the Central Intelligence Agency and former Department of Defense appointee, has been terminated from her position. She played a significant role in implementing the Biden administration's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for military personnel. It gets better. In September 2021, she was acting Assistant Secretary of Defense for Health Affairs, issued a direct instructing DoD healthcare providers to treat the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine authorized for emergency use as interchangeable with the FDA-approved Comirnaty, I said that wrong, vaccine, another vaccine. Her memo stated that both vaccines should be used interchangeably for vaccinating service members. The memo reads, and I quote, per FDA guidance, these two vaccines are interchangeable, and the DoD healthcare providers should use doses distributed under the EUA to administer the vaccine series as if the doses were the licensed vaccine, end quote. It goes on to say that consistent with the FDA guidance, DoD healthcare providers will use both Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine and this other COVID-19 vaccine interchangeably for the purpose of vaccinating service members in accordance with the Secretary of Defense memorandum. That memorandum is mandatory coronavirus disease 2019, coronavirus disease 2019, vaccination of Department of Defense service members. End quote. Why do I bring that up? There's just another rabbit hole of stuff that you can go. Don't take my word for it. Look this stuff up. This stuff is finally coming out. I'm glad that this administration, I will say this, I'm glad that this current administration has gone back to the service members that were kicked out for refusing to take the vaccine and allowing them back in, paying them back pay and that whole nine. That is, yeah. Oh, I got to share this one. David is so right. I remember, like, if you've been to basic, if you ever served in the military, you go to basic training, you get the line during a reception, and I remember they give you like a cocktail. It was like 6 or 8 needles, and it came in like a circle, and they just put it up against your arm and went. Doof. To this date, I couldn't tell you what we got, but it's like, yeah, we're just like test tubes for new lab rats. I said what I said. All right, let's end this on a good one, guys. Come on. Let's I got it. Here's a feel good. It's Friday. This is a great one. The first honor flight of the year takes 88 veterans to Washington, D.C. I love this. If you're not familiar with the honor flight, it's a great organization. 88 veterans and their companions departed from Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport with the honor flight on this past Tuesday for a memorable trip to Washington, D.C. The journey marked the year's first honor flight, a program dedicated to honoring American veterans by bringing them to the nation's capital to visit the memorials built in their honor. Such a great program. Such a great program. The Honor Flight Network is a nonprofit organization created to honor America's veterans by providing them with free trips to Washington, D.C. to visit the memorials dedicated to their service and sacrifices. Founded in 2005, the program initially focused on transporting World War II veterans to D.C., but has since expanded it to include Korean War veterans, Vietnam veterans, and other conflicts. This is an awesome... I love seeing these stories like this. And this past week, like I said, it was the first one of the year. I don't know, my sister, Heather is on here. Heather, one of my younger sisters, she took our grandfather, who is a Korean War veteran, on the honor flight one year. And they had an absolute blast. Kind of a long day. I think you fly out, you do the whole thing, and then you fly back. Like it's a day, same day kind of a trip. But great program. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna put Heather's says, to those who are listening, not a vet, do the honor flight as a chaperone. Yeah, she was a chaperone for our grandfather, who was a Korean War veteran, and she took him out to see the memorials and stuff like that. Great program. Great honor flight is great. And if you get the opportunity to chaperone, highly recommend it. Good stuff. All right. That's it for headlines. I've got some new shows that are on HMG. Last week was a busy week, and we got to welcome several new shows to the network. And we're going to talk about them right now. First up is Two Disgruntled PMs. Their show actually goes live This coming Monday, August 14th, 2 Disgruntled PMs, but they have a trailer out now, and you can go watch it. You can go to their YouTube channel, or you go to heroesmediagroup.com. Go to heroesmediagroup.com. You can see all the podcasts that are part of our network in the directory there. Go check them out. But 2 Disgruntled PMs, this is going to be a fun show. I love the concept of this. They're building this step by step. You're going to see how this just expands. These guys are great. Military veterans, good dudes. Looking forward to it. 2 Disgruntled PMs. Go check it out. Next up, Warrior Veteranpreneur Podcast. Got to go check out JJ's. JJ's the host of it. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's got a ton of videos up right now, and go check that out. Warrior Veteranpreneur Podcast. And then next we got Keep It Spiritually Simple. Another show that's out, and you can find these on the heroesmediagroup.com website right now. What do we have here? Concept theft. Waiting for Dave. And Ken is quickly to remind me that we were supposed to do a show last time I was down in Arizona, and we got to get Dave, and since both of you guys are on, I'm gonna call you both out since you like to call me out on other things. Yeah. Too grumpy. How many of you out there that watch this that are live on the different platforms right now? Two grumpy old guy shows. 2 grumpy old guys. I think that's a show that's going to happen. We are going to make that show happen. And let me tell you something, folks, from personal experience, knowing both of these gentlemen, they're not going to disappoint. Oh, I love it. All right, let's move on. Again, heroesmediagroup.com. Go check out all the shows. 2 Disgruntled PMs, Warrior Veteranpreneur Podcast, Keep It Spiritually Simple. All new shows right here on HMG. We got a couple more coming here in the coming weeks. So we'll be making announcements on here probably next week. What'd you miss on the shows this week? Next up, we got True Patriot Outfitters with their Doc Talk podcast. Team Eagle Claw member, Miss Lindsay Martin. Lindsay is a straight up hammer with the fish, and she's a very busy person. She's got a love for the outdoors and a commitment to her community. She's a great individual. You don't want to miss this show. True Patriot Outfitters. They go live Tuesday nights. I'm sorry. It was Tuesday nights. They're switching it to Sunday nights. Every Sunday night, True Patriot Outfitters on their social media platforms, or you can catch them here live on HMG. Let me see here. Those of you that are following college football and are huge West Point fans, their spring game is this coming a week from today, Friday, the 11th. No, that would be today. Games tonight up at West Point. We were going to go, didn't get a chance to get up there. And they are streaming it. So if you get a chance to watch it, let me know how it goes. Oh, what do we got? Strategic Veteran. Hey, I got to give a shout out to the host, Adam Peters. Adam is brother. I know you're going to watch this later on. Hope you have a quick recovery today. Won't get into details, but he's doing all right. He's doing good. He just had some replacement stuff, but brother, we're praying for you. This week, Adam did 2 shows this week for the Strategic Veteran. One I'm going to talk about is a Green Beret entrepreneur, Mr. Otis McGregor. Otis is a retired Special Forces officer who shares his journey from the National Guard to leading purpose-driven teams. You discover how to navigate veteran transition effectively, develop resilience, and uncover new opportunities in the military to civilian life. I know Otis. I've known Otis for a long time. Great individual. This is a really cool episode. Go check it out, The Strategic Veteran. Because Bikers Matter podcast, they got some new stuff out with their last week. They were down in Arizona for Bike Week, so go check that out. Homefront Sit Rep podcast. This week, they spoke with Veterans and Military Families. It's a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization created by veterans and military family members. Their mission? empower the veteran and military family community to strengthen America. Their vision, a more perfect union. Good episode. Fun to listen to. Check it out. Home Front Sit Rep podcast. What do we got next here? Patriots Inside the Wire. Patriots Inside the Wire. The two-step tribe. Just spoke to them last night. They were doing shows Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. They just informed me last night that they're going to be adding a fourth show during the week. So the two-step tribe, absolutely amazing. They have, if you guys like country music or just music in general, this is the show that you definitely want to watch. Patriots Inside the Wire. Tracy Two Steps, she's a Gold Star mother. And you got Uncle Rhino, who is just a character to listen to. And they're fun to watch. Go to Patriots Inside the Wire on social media. You can check them out on their YouTube channel. They're live. They go live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. And there's going to be a Friday night one, I believe. It's either Friday or Monday, I forget. But Tuesday night, they had Leif Shively on from the Leif Shively Band, known for fusing country, southern rock, and a touch of metal into a high-octane musical experience. Their shows, they have guests and just musical geniuses on every single one of their shows. And they got some stuff coming up for the CMAs later this year that they're going to announce. So stay tuned for that. The CMAs are in October. So we may have some special stuff there. So stay tuned for that. Patriots Inside the Wire. Check it out. Bumping the Road. She did 2 episodes this week. Go check them out. Bumping the Road podcast. Next up, the Arms Room Show will be this week. They're discussing how to apply lessons learned from competition shooting. How many people have done any type of competition shooting stuff before? I know some of you on here have done some competition shooting stuff before. What have you learned during competition shooting? Great episode. Check it out. The Arms Room Show. Next up, Misfit Nation podcast. They do a couple episodes each week. This week, I'm talking about the Tuesday crew. They welcome Austin Page, founder of Gym Flow Coaching. Austin shares his incredible journey of transformation and purpose. Once caught in a life of vices and aimlessness, Austin turned his near-death experience into a catalyst for change. This is a great episode. Check it out. Misfit Nation podcast. Big thud going on. What's going on outside? Next up, Label Free podcast. This week, Kelly Thornton, the founder and CEO of Tringe Hanley. It's a men's skincare company that has achieved remarkable success in just 9 years with over $100 million in revenue and over 600,000 customers across 108 countries. Talks about the creation or the motivation behind creating the brand, emphasizing the importance of helping men take personal responsibility of their skin health. Interesting episode. Check it out. It's called Label Free Podcast. Next up, we got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. They're coming. I know they're always coming for me, David. Carrie Ann Wilcox. First time they got to meet with her and about her mission. Her mission, she created Valor Ranch down in Texas. Carrie's a Gold Star wife, shares her joy of running this mission with her partner, Josh. They have great vibes. They're both on the show. And they talk about Valor Ranch down in Texas. They also have a music guest this week is Michael Allen. Not much to put this show to in silence, but Michael did so this past Sunday. People's Patriot Project every Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's their We Got Your 6 at 6. They also do a weekly debrief as well. You can check it out on their social platforms or right here on Heroes Media Group. Go check it out. Next up, we got the Decision Hour with yours truly. This week, I'm talking with Franco, the founder of 06 Reveille, was nice enough to send me this shirt. Check it out. This is great, very comfortable. Franco's a Marine Corps veteran. He's an innovative entrepreneur. He spent 24 plus years in law enforcement, the government law enforcement. And he talks about how he started 06 Reveille. What's the meaning behind 06 Reveille? This was a fun episode, and you got to check it out. It's called The Decision Hour. David, have a great weekend. Be safe, brother. Appreciate you. 06 Reveille. Go to 06reveille.com. They have hoodies and t-shirts there. Great. And like I said, super comfortable. Got the flag on the arm there. Bam. So check it out. Great show. 06 Reveille. Military Mindset Apparel. I love it. Decision Hour. Check it out. What do we got here? Next up, we got... let me see here. What do we have here on the gram? Right? How can I get hooked up with Patriot Outfitter? Doug, I will shoot you. Send me a DM, Doug, and I'll get you hooked up with the Patriot Outfitters. Next up, other side of the firewall. This week, Mark Christensen exploring the journey from military service to a successful career in cybersecurity. A lot of jobs in cybersecurity right now, guys. And if you don't know anything about cybersecurity, this is the show that you want to be listening to, The Other Side of the Firewall. They do a show every day, Monday through Friday. I've learned more about technology and cybersecurity from this show than any other place that's out there right now. Ryan Williams Sr., who heads this up with his team, they do a fantastic job with this show. Lots and lots of knowledge, and they explain things in a way that guys like me who have no sense of what IT is can understand it. Other Side of the Firewall, great job. Go check it out. Next up, MSEC Podcast. I love this organization. Military Child Education Coalition. This week, they're talking about their student-to-student program, or the S2S. It is a peer-to-peer student-led program that brings military and civilian students together to welcome new students. Create a positive environment for all. Support educational opportunities that build connections through service, and it eases transition. This week, Kalani shares her story and how the S2S became a source of support and comfort beyond her time as a new student. I think a lot of military kids, we don't we hear about families PCSing and whatnot. We hear about the service member. Might hear about the spouse. It's not often that we get to hear about the kids. Military Child Education Coalition they're all about the military child, and they do a fantastic job. They have a ton of resources. So if you are active duty, Guard, Reserve, or you're a veteran and you have children that are still of age going to school, go check out militarychild.org. Ton of resources over there. Great episode from the MSEC podcast. 2 more shows here, guys. Stay with me. Chasing Happiness is up next. Do you ever find yourself stuck in a cycle of setbacks, feeling like you're constantly sprinting towards the finish line, never to arrive? In this episode this week, Chasing Happiness, you'll discover how to effectively navigate challenges and turn your frustrations into fuel for growth. Great episode this week. Go check it out. Chasing Happiness. Last, certainly not least, we got Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. This week's episode. We're flipping the script today. What if they wanted to, they would? Love, culture, and digging into the real reasons so many couples feel disconnected. It's not a lack of love, it's a lack of translation. Some of the things that you're going to hear. Why love can feel invisible when it's spoken in unfamiliar languages. How emotional bids, miscommunication, and unspoken expectations sabotage intimacy. and a slew of other things you're going to learn on this week's episodes. Rise Up, Voices from the Front Line. Go check it out. Shout out to our sponsors. Boom, right there from the farm. Get in touch with your local ranchers. What are you guys putting in your body? Go buy from your local ranchers. Don't go to the store to buy your meats. Go to the local ranchers and farmers market. Does it cost a little bit more? It might, but you're going to get a better food. Promise you that. I love From the Farm. Go check it out, fromthefarm.com. My Taxfella, again, big shout out to our man Anthony and My Taxfella, the people over there, for coming on, talking about what they do and what they can do for you. If you're struggling with your taxes right now, it's not tax season. Like, the deadline is Tuesday. If you're not done, you need to file an extension. MyTaxfella.com. If you're a small business owner, work with these guys. They are fantastic. I have been working with them for the last 10, 11 years. It's the best money you'll spend. I promise you that. Forget Genetics, veteran owned. My buddy Barry over there. If you are a deer hunter or if you're a hunter, period, you want the animals in your wood, go check out Forget Genetics. It's a great mineral product that's out there. And he's literally getting his all over the United States. Go check it out, forgetgenetics.com. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle and Warriors on the Water LTD, two great organizations. They're my sponsors for fishing stuff. I love working with these guys. Great stuff. Go check it out. Jim Neary's Live Bait and Tackle. And then also go check out Warriors on the Water LTD. That's a nonprofit organization in Southern Pennsylvania. Fin Tactical. If you need a website done, these are the only two guys that I would suggest going to. These guys are fantastic. Fin Tactical, go check them out. The Freedom People, great organization, nonprofit, helping you with your trust. Get your trust done right. Freedompeople.com. Go check it out. VA Claim Builder. Veterans out there, we all struggle with trying to get our VA claims done. VA Claim Builder is an app, and it's free. That's right. 4-letter word. Most of that's your favorite 4-letter word. Free. It's awesome. You go check it out. VAClaimbuilder.com. JB Auto Clothiers. I got to get the suits back on here pretty soon, but love what they're all about. And then, of course, HMG Beverage. We got a new website coming up, so stay with us because we got some stuff coming up there. You go to hmgbeverage.com, order some coffee, or go to hmgcoffee.com as well. That's it. Boom. That's all the time that we got. I tried to keep it at 45. That didn't happen, but that's all right. Listen, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all the comments here. If there's a topic that you want me to talk about, send us a DM on whatever platform you're watching this on right now, or you can email us. Let me put that up here. Email us at media@heroesmediagrp.com. media@heroesmediagrp.com. Send me an email. Let us know the topics that you want us to cover. We are live every Friday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I asked last week a question on if you guys want us to do a happy hour once a month. What day would you want us to do that? At night, after 6 p.m., 8 p.m., what would you guys like to see? And is that something that you're interested in? If so, send me an email. Let me know what it is. Make sure that you share this out with everybody. Again, appreciate everybody that's jumped on the live. And those of you that watch this throughout the weekend, thank you very much for your love and support. That's all the time I got today. Thanks again to 06 Reveille for the shirt. Guys, get outside, protect your mind. Have a great weekend. God bless you. God bless America. And I will see you all next week.